Okay, so I'm book talking Every Soul a Star by Wendy Mass, and I thought this was a really good book because each chapter tells it from a different perspective, and there's like 3 people, and I think this book is really good for anyone who likes realistic fiction and stuff. Yeah.
What's it about?
So there's these 3 people, and so they're all coming together at this one place to watch a solar eclipse, which is really cool. Except they like meet each other, and then they end up having to find like a planet, and it's really cool.
So the book me and Lauren decided to book talk was the Penderwicks. And the cover is pretty boring. I mean, you guys probably don't want to read this. But we read it because it was a good book.
Because it sounded good and it was in the library. On the cart thingy-bob. 4 daughters and their dog and their dad, and they go to this like cabin type thing, and the lady that owns the like, it's like a, not like a town but like a state, I think is what they call it. Yeah, it's like this like lady that owns it is not a very nice person, and they don't like her at all. And her son, they end up meeting him.
So there are these 4 girls.
Yeah, and her like the lady's son is really nice, and they end up Jeffrey, and they end up being really good friends with him, and they go on all these adventures, and they try to save Jeffrey from going to military camp. And then there's these 2 bunnies and the gardener.
Yeah, the gardener, Corey?
No.
Cagney?
Yeah.
So the gardeners, Cagney's bunnies. So here's just a little area in the book. There are these 2 bunnies, and Batty, the youngest of the 4 sisters, accidentally lets the 2 free. So she has to go on this little hunt for them because they're young still, so they could get eaten by animals and stuff. So you gotta read.
Goes on this
And
big
skunks.
adventure.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to read the book.
And like every different chapter kind of has like a different adventure of the like sisters.
So there's never a dull moment.
Called Walk Two Moons, and like I've been wanting to read it for a while, and I like checked it out and stuff, and I looked at the cover and I'm like, oh crud, this isn't gonna be very good. It's like I thought it was gonna be like all about them in the desert and stuff, and then I started reading it and I'm like, okay, a little boring, and then I got like into it and I'm like, okay, how am I gonna put this book down? And it's like good for people who like kind of like
Just keep going.
oh, okay. It's good for people who like kind of like adventure and like crazy friends. And then it's like this girl, her mom, like out of nowhere, her mom just leaves because like she doesn't think she's like good enough for the family, and it's just her dad, and her mom. And her mom leaves, so they have to move to like a place called Euclid where she meets like her best friend and stuff. And then her and her grandparents go to Idaho to find her mom. And like she's basically in the car, like during the moment she's in the car.
He has a question. Just keep going until you're ready.
It's like in the car, driving along and stuff, and it's like she's like talking to her grandparents about like what her and her friend Phoebe would do when they still like lived there and stuff, because they did some pretty interesting things. And so yeah, and like it's good, but some of it's confusing, and then some of it I'm just like, wait, I get this, but I don't get why. So, yeah. But it's a really good book so far.
What's the best friend's name?
Phoebe. But her grandparents always call her Peavy. So don't be confused by that if you read it. But yeah, it's a really good book.
This is the book, Peak. It's really good. Really good book. The cover is good too, so that might make you want to read it even more. Okay. Also, this is good too. And this book is about this guy named Peak, and he really likes to climb stuff, so he went in his city and climbed skyscrapers illegally. So then he got arrested, but then he wanted to climb stuff better, so he went to Mount Everest, and that's how it is. That's
What are you doing Mount Everest? Oh, wait, I don't want to. He didn't.
he doesn't climb it.